So there's a bit of change of scenery here, and I have a backlog of videos, and I started filming some yesterday because I couldn't be in my living room, so basically I started filming in my bedroom, and then when I listened to some of them back, I thought, oh, I think the sound's better in here. So although I don't think the light's quite as good, I decided, because my voice sounds a bit, less tinny and echoey, that maybe I should just do the videos in here when I can now. So I do have still a backlog, some of the ones from my living room, and some more from in here. But because yesterday I put up my Stella Pop, I wanted to put this one up next. So I've kind of jumped in to the chain of videos I've done with Forever Elizabeth by Elizabeth Taylor. And the reason for that is that I have realised that this perfume actually does smell a little bit like Stella Pop to me. I had a look on Fragrantica. I haven't seen anyone else say that, but yeah, when I wear it and it dries down, I think it really reminds me of Stella Pop, and I think that's mainly due to the violet, but they do actually share some notes. So Forever Elizabeth, this is 100ml, and I think it was £15, and again, I think this was from Direct Cosmetics, but you can get this in a few places, although not as many as White Diamonds. Isn't it just a fabulous bottle? I feel like maybe this is slightly one of the reasons I wanted to get it, because I love holographic things, so I really love this bottle. And I mean, that's so cool, isn't it? I really like it. I'm trying to leave it with a bit of a lovely rainbow going on. So the notes from this, I did look at them and I thought, oh, okay, might be worth trying. So the top notes, apple, blackberry, green notes, and Italian mandarin. Middle notes, Italian jasmine, which I can't really smell jasmine very much in this, thankfully. Tiare flower, violet, rose, and orchid. Base notes, woody notes, white musk, sandalwood, amber, and cloves. So I've got my little stick here, which I sprayed on a while ago. I don't think it's particularly clovey, slightly woody, but it's not like masculine woody. It's definitely sandalwoody. And it's slightly warm, but it's more fresh and green, I think, this one. Ever so slightly appley, I think. But to me, very floral and violety. So I'd say this is kind of green and violet with a kind of a softness to it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but one of the other reasons I wanted to try this is because, and again, I've jumped through in the videos, so you haven't seen my Elizabeth Arden beauty video yet, but I really wanted to like that perfume. There's something nice about it, but there's also something that doesn't sit quite right on my skin, and beauty is the top smells reminds me of, or is similar to, on the list for Elizabeth Arden, excuse me, I always get them mixed up, Elizabeth Taylor, Forever Elizabeth. So I thought, I like the look of the bottle, I like the look of a lot of the notes. It's compared with that one, but I'm hoping it'll be a slightly different version of. And when I first sprayed it, I think I did get that impression, so I'm going to give it a quick spray now. So I get the top notes, because I think it's a bit greener in the top notes. Woo! Yeah, I think it's a little bit greener and sweeter, weirdly, in the very top notes. And really fresh, really clean, quite appley. Definitely got some mandarin. And then it doesn't take very long until the violet starts coming in and giving it like a slightly sharper, slightly nose tingly violety smell. But I really like violet, so this is a nice one for me. And I'm thinking this is kind of a bit of a daytime Stella Pop, if that makes sense. So as I said in the Stella Pop video, Stella is quite sweet and quite strong. This one definitely dries down to be a touch more skin scenty, although to be honest, I don't know that I'd describe this as a skin scent. I think a lot of people would, but I think for me, maybe this one, maybe maybe slightly, it's pushing it a little bit, but maybe it's a slight clean skin scenty. But it's definitely more noticeable than like skin musk, white musk, Noah. but it's really yummy. I really like it. And so what I did before this video is I sprayed, I've got a Stella Pop, that's the original one, all to compare it to, and then I've also got a squirt of the Stella Bluebell, which hasn't quite left my collection yet, but will. So for me, I think Forever Elizabeth seems to kind of sit between those two scents, so it's got quite a lot of the vibe of Stella Pop, but it's slightly more floral and slightly sharper, not quite as sweet, and therefore is a little bit like Stella Bluebell, but not quite as sharp and floral. So it's really slap bang in the middle for me, though, this one. But again, it's not strong. It definitely dries down to not be as strong, but it's really nice. So I had a look at the Stella Pop, and it feels like it's worth talking about this just because Stella Pop has actually been discontinued. So I think if this one's still going strong, then hopefully you'll still be able to get this one when Stella Pop is dead and buried, which obviously is a tragedy. So you've got the tomato leaf in Stella Pop at the top, and I think the green notes in Forever Elizabeth are very reminiscent. You've got the green mandarin, so that's the same. And then you've got violet leaf, which obviously is a bit violety and a bit green. And then in the middle notes, you've got tuberose and frangipani, which I think are what are giving the Stella Pop a bit more of a sweet and bubblegummy, marzipan-y, slight sweetie, as people say, plasticky Barbie dolly smell. Yeah, and that it's not so plasticky and Barbie dolly for Forever Elizabeth, because I think it's much fresher. But then you've got violet, and that's what's doing it. I think in the base of Stella Pop you've got musk, sandalwood, and cedar. In the base of Forever Elizabeth you've got musk, sandalwood, and woody notes. And then in both of them there's quite a lot of violet, and to me both of these are violet perfumes, so I think they're both really violety. Although to be fair, Stella Pop is quite violet and tuberosy. So yeah, I really think I'll be able to wear Forever Elizabeth during the day, and then I'll be able to put some Stella Pop on as my evening perfume, and I think they'll layer really nicely. So I'm quite happy with this big old cool bottle. I think this one's going to look very nice it's in my cupboard, to be honest. I don't keep them out because obviously they'd spoil. But yeah, this is a really good one. I think this is really worth 15 quid for 100ml, absolutely.